was in Miami.
In Miami, yes.
Cool. So hey, let's
one more month.
Officially begin because we're live streaming here for you guys watching it. So we're going to be talking about some advanced kind of optimization strategies. Mary is an expert from Share It Studios, who we had a chance to spend some time with down in Miami in their studio for some cool content they did with Joey and one of the founder down there as well too. But Mary, with that, we'll hand it off to you.
Okay, well, first of all, thank you so much for having me. I can see some of the comments here, so hello to everyone. I'm gonna present, if that's okay. We have a cool presentation ready for you guys. So you can keep up with everything I say. I'm sorry if I talk or speak way too fast, just stop me because I do talk a lot when it comes to content. But yes, let's do it. Great. So you guys can see my screen okay?
Yes.
Perfect. So we're going to talk about what you guys need in order to boost conversions. This is going to be focused in content, of course. Before I start, I would love to talk a little bit about Share It Studio. Basically, we are a marketing and content creating agency based in Miami in the US. We focus again on creating any type of visual content for Amazon and for Amazon sellers. So we do from listing images to storefronts and posts, everything that is related to visual content. As well, we had at least 10 years of experience working with content. So we definitely know a little bit of what we're talking about here. And yeah, basically, we also have been creating content for over 15 years. So it's great to have that experience. And ultimately, we decided to niche down to Amazon sellers just to become like experts on the field to make sure that we can deliver the best results to any of our clients. And a little bit about me, because I think I have to give a little background just so you guys can trust whatever I say today. Basically, I have been working with Share It Studio for over 5 years. And it has been a great journey because I started as a small graphic designer, just a junior designer. And that has given me the chance, I would say, to just learn everything about content, what works, what doesn't work, and what can be effective for any seller. I've created over 300 listings, so I definitely have experience there. And yeah, that's what I wanted to share with you. So let's get started. The first thing that we're going to talk about, and I think like it's the main subject here, is A+ content. As you can see here on the right side of the screen, A+ content is a visual, appealing piece that every Amazon listing has. It can include images, videos, carousels, etc. That basically are meant to inform the client of other aspects that might not be showing on the listing images. And as well, it can enhance the experience by driving traffic to the listings. I'm going to show you an example of one actual A+ content right here. Let me share this. So this is a listing we created for a knife block, and basically, obviously, the whole content, the listing images, that's what we call them, are right here along with the video. But if we scroll down, we will see a brand story, and then we will see the A+ content. So at Share It Studio, and I will mention why further into the presentation, we work with only two types of modules only, and that is because we love to make one organic piece that is basically fluid for everyone watching it, and that ultimately tells a story, not just for the brand, but for the product as well. This can include features and benefits. So it's very important for us to have a beautiful piece that can speak of premiumness and high quality from the very first view. Going back to the presentation, as you can see here, this is like another A+ content piece, but in few words, that's what it is. Then you will see when uploading on Amazon, or maybe if you have been on Amazon for a while, you will remember about EBC, which was A+ content before it was A+ content. It's literally the same, just a different name. And so we had enhanced product descriptions now. And also we have brand story, which can get confusing sometimes. So let's talk a little bit about brand story and how it works and what it works for. Basically, Here you will see a live GIF of the brand story. A brand story is a section on Amazon in which you can, or we recommend talking about your brand, not because your products are not important, but because selling on Amazon, ultimately, it's all about creating human connection. And through your story, you can create human connection because you're basically humanizing yourself and humanizing your brand so people can connect with it. A very good example that we can give is we have this client called Melanie, who is a mother and an entrepreneur. So that's 2 full-time jobs. And she sells products for babies. So basically they are like diaper extensions. And so these diaper extensions make her life easier by not having to change the diaper all throughout the night. So she sleeps better, the baby sleeps better. And she made that into an Amazon brand that is meant to give comfy and easy solutions to any type of seller. So, right with that story, she connects with other moms and ultimately they convert to her brand, not just the product. So it doesn't result in just one purchase from them, but it results in multiple purchases from them because they connected with the brand. They know the brand, they trust the brand because it comes from a mother and they want to stay with her through their motherhood journey. So as I said, you can grow your brand presence, you can connect with customers, and you can drive traffic to all of your other ASINs. How you can do that, I will show you right now. This is another example of a brand story. Basically, this is another client of ours. The cool thing about the brand story is that you can use different types of modules just as the A+ content. And one of the cool modules, or the ones that really give your brand more presence on Amazon, is that you can link other listings to your brand story. So in this case, this client sells money counting machines. So basically, if I click here, it drives me to the listing, and same with the other 3. So that is great. If you have more than one product, you can go ahead, link them, and make them aware that you have a big portfolio. And as for me, let's see. For me, as a user of Amazon, I would say that brands that have a bigger portfolio of products are super trustworthy because it means that they have been doing this for a while. They're not new sellers, which is not a bad thing, of course, but I'm just saying it's more trustworthy. So when you link those brands to your listing, you're not just connecting with them by giving them more options, you are also giving them that trustworthiness that they need in order to make the purchase. The anatomy of a good brand story, according to our experience and a lot of A/B testing on PickFu, I would say includes all of these aspects. So the first one is being mindful of the logo. A good brand presence, I would say, starts with a good branding. People have to be aware of who you are in order to connect with you or recommend you or convert to you. So having the logo there being visible is the number one tip that I could give you. And then, as I said, you have a lot of modules on the brand story to choose from, but using media asset to create images like this that look like bigger or longer infographics is, I would say, the best advice also. And obviously include your story, but don't include every detail of your story. And if you don't have a story, then invent one. Literally just make up one, and that will help you connect. And also by A/B testing, we discovered this recently. People love when you use call to actions that make the whole process easier. So if you create a call to action that actually tells them what they have to do in order to see more of the brand story, go ahead and do that and you'll be great. And this piece of information right here, I would say it's super, super relevant, not just for the brand story or even for the A+, but don't repeat images or information throughout your whole listing. Make sure the information of the listing is meant for the listing, make sure the A+ is meant for the A+, and so on and so forth. Even for the videos, I would try not to repeat the same information unless it's something that you're going to explain with actions. Going back to the A+ content, we have to talk a lot about why is it a must, right? So the first thing is that it does increase traffic, it does have conversion rates or higher conversion rates, and it boosts sales, positive reviews, and it has a learned return rate. But how does A+ content achieve all of these things? By giving buyers the opportunity to make a more informed purchase. So the more people know about your brand, the more informed they'll be and the more confident they'll be about the purchase. So the more they know about your product and how it works and what size it is and how it's supposed to be used, the easier it will be for them to understand what they are buying and what they will get. So that is definitely the number one reason why it has all of these incredible features. Then it could immerse customers in your brand. How does it do this? Basically, as I said at the beginning, the A+ content should be focused on your product, but also your product is a representation of your brand. So the A+ content should tell a story that starts with the message or slogan or main value of your brand, and then it should go into the product. And that's how you show people that your brand is not about just selling, but about creating high quality products that will sell and that will change your life or benefit you or whichever benefit that you may have. A+ content does set you apart from the competition, but nowadays I would say Amazon is more competitive than ever. And because of this, people are understanding more and more the value behind content, and everyone has an A+ content. So how are you going to make an amazing A+ content that is actually effective and that it actually stands out from competitors? That is where these presentations come handy, and we will talk about that further into the presentation. But I would say that also one of the most important, let's say, features of the A+ is that it can help increase your overall sales, by 50% on average. So that's extremely important to have. If you don't have an A+ content piece, then you're wasting this possibility. Why do you need to have A+ content? You have to be brand registered. I would say that's the number one thing. If you're not brand registered, you won't have access to the A+ content menu or navigation menu. As well, these are some of the other requirements. You must have a registered and active text or image-based trademark. This trademark must also appear on your products or packaging, and they must be submitted by trademark owners. So creating the piece, basically, it's very easy. It's very intuitive, I would say, but either way, you can do it in 6 easy steps. This is just to upload your A+ content. You should go to the A+ content manager. You should go to the enhanced product description, not brand story. As we saw, that's a whole different thing. And you should also add the content name and language. The cool thing, and I think this is also further into the presentation, is that you can now upload one same A+ content in both English and Spanish. You can choose and add your modules. We will talk about our preferred modules further into the presentation. You can apply to one specific async, just your async that you want to upload it to, and then you can just review it and submit for approval. The approval, Amazon says it takes up to 72 hours, but it should be uploaded in the same day if you don't have any problems or issues. What are our do's and don'ts of the A+? These are for the A++, so the premium A+ specifically, but let's say that for thumbnails, because in the A+ content premium, you can have videos. For the thumbnails, for those videos, they should be in JPEG or PNG, 16:9 ratio. Then also those videos can be uploaded in all of these formats. And obviously the A+ content should always stick to Amazon policies. Now, for other types of content on Amazon, like listing images, for example, we do love to push the boundaries a little bit. I don't know if you guys have seen hero images that include models or even lifestyle images used as hero images. We love to push those boundaries because other people are doing it, which creates a precedent that tells us that we can do it too. And that helps us stand out. We love pushing those boundaries. But when it comes to A+ content, for some reason, Amazon is super strict. So you definitely should read the guidelines and understand what you can use and what you can use. For example, quoting reviews from customers, you cannot do that at all. Using the expression 100% guarantee, you cannot do at all, and so on and so forth. But definitely do not play with the guidelines on Amazon and A+ content because you will get rejected. The don'ts include using hyperlinks, external web links, or language attempting to redirect shoppers. That's more of the guidelines, basically using any type of CTA or call to action that says, visit our store, or visit a full portfolio of products, etc., you cannot use those things. Purchase now, add to cart. None of those expressions are permitted. You cannot use competitors. So let's say we're Coca-Cola and you want to say that Pepsi sucks, or the other way around. You cannot do that at all. And either way, I personally don't like using competitors for images, because you have a whole space that you can dedicate to talk about how great your content is. And you're going to use that to talk about competitors. Definitely do not do that. And then do not specify any contact or shipping information in product descriptions. That's super important. So according to us, what are the best practices for A+ content? First and foremost, and I wanted to show this with another actual Amazon example. So I'm going to go right there, right here. Basically, this is not an A+ content that we created, not at all. This is just a random one that I browsed before getting here. Basically, this A+ content has a lot of text, a lot of text. It has good images, like this is a good image. It's decent. It's not super bad quality, but it does have a lot of text, So for us here, looking at this, let's say that all of this that are here are features, all of these, or even benefits. What do you think works best? Like this bunch of lines here, or does a module that explains in 3 lines the feature of the product with an image? Does it work better? Is it more understandable? Is it easier to digest? That is extremely important to consider. Like the less text you're using, but as long as it's still informative, it's going to be just as effective and even more effective than this. So it's extremely important that you consider that when it comes to A+ content. The one note, though, that our clients give us when it comes to minimizing text, that is not on the images, is that maybe they're losing keywords, maybe they're losing ways to rank higher on the Amazon search page. And that has been a huge rumor all through the Amazon world, I would say, in the last couple of months. Like, does Amazon index text that are on images? The answer is no, but Google does. So people could find you if they actually Google you with the keywords that you have on those images. However, though, if we go back to the uploading instructions, let's go right here. Once you upload the modules, you will be able to add your own keywords and even your own alt text. So those keywords and that alt text is going to help you rank on Amazon. So do you want everything to look like a lot of text, super overwhelming, not easy to process, or do you want people to actually scroll down all the way down through your A+ content to make sure that they are understanding and seeing the whole thing? So that's a choice you should make. Also, as I said, keep it informative and keep it short. Straight to the point is easier, and straight to the point is better for those who don't have the time to read a whole paragraph of text. What type of images should you use for your A+? So definitely A+ content gives us a broader and a wider format to work with, correct? So in this case, we have a whole lot of space to be creative and to create or include images that have that important text. This is the place where you should be using especially lifestyle images. Do not, or at least we don't recommend using only product images, because again, it's supposed to make the potential buyer connect with your product and your brand. If you use only product photos without any type of emotion, people using it, etc., it's not going to connect. It's not going to literally have its own benefit, the one benefit that it's created for. So definitely use lifestyle images in close-ups of the product to show those features, to show those benefits, etc. And definitely, as we said before in the brand story, do not repeat listing images here. Do not repeat brand story images here. Make sure that each one of the sections has its own content to work with, to make sure that people, every time they are looking through one piece of content, it's something new that they're looking at. It's not repeating the same thing they already saw, which ultimately will result in they just scrolling down and not looking at anything, which is not the point. So the basic A+ content has 17 modules to choose from. Again, we only work with 2, and I'll explain why later. But let's go over each one of them and what they work for. Basically, we have full width images. Each one of these has its own name, but just so you can get the general idea. And they look something like this. They work best when it comes to lifestyle photos and infographics combined. So you can have an emotional photo that shows the benefit with a person using the product, but you can also talk about the technicalities that you could include on an infographic. Then we have single smaller images. And again, look at that example. Basically, here we have a product photo that does not talk about the benefit at all. It's just a product photo. Instead of having a Lavazza coffee box, you could have a woman smiling happily in the kitchen, drinking that very warm cup of coffee. That's the idea of lifestyle images, to sell a benefit. If you drink this coffee, you look as good as this module drinking the coffee. Then we have multiple smaller images. These are typically used for features. And again, wouldn't these glasses look better if you literally had someone on the sun protecting their eyesight, or just on the beach having a great time because they have their eyes protected? It would definitely look better. So make sure you're using the right photos in the right places. Then we have comparison charts, with which, yes, they look great just like this, super organized, but you can achieve this with a graphic. It's not necessary to have all of this just like this. And having a graphic like this, designing the actual comparison chart, I would say would make everything look more organized, which I think is more valuable than just a bunch of product photos. So as I said, why do we only use 2 at Shareit Studio? The first thing I would say is that, again, we want to keep things visually appealing and also interesting for the buyer, as well as having that to make like the whole thing flow as one piece, to make sure that we're storytellers and that we are saying like, here, we are this amazing brand for kids that sells comfy solutions for parents. We just love the babies. We want to make them comfortable. And this is how we do it. This is our product. This is what it does. These are the benefits. And this is how it's going to change your life. So telling all of that into so many separate images is going to be hard. And there's not going to be like one single storyline, which is why by using one of these pieces, we will definitely achieve that. And again, we can keep things interesting for them. With an image of a baby laughing, it's going to have like that cute factor that is going to help us make the moms want to read more. And that's what we want. Like, that's the end goal, I would say. Well, the end goal is making the purchase, but how are they gonna make the purchase if you don't convince them to do so? What are the key points of the A+ content? Or what are some of our key advices? Basically, as I mentioned before, now you can publish your A+ content in both languages. So sometimes, because I'm from Venezuela, and the birth language there is Spanish, sometimes my English automatically changes to Spanish instead of being in English. Doesn't matter if I'm visiting Amazon US. So the cool thing is that if you take advantage of this feature, if I was to visit your listing and my Amazon account is in Spanish, it's going to show in Spanish to me instead of showing in English and me not understanding anything. And this way you can grab a wide range of audiences, and you have a bigger percentage of potential buyers that you can convince with your A+ content to make that purchase. What do you need in order to create one of these beautiful pieces that I've showed you? The first thing I would say is a good camera. Then everything that comes with a good camera, basically good equipment, good illumination, a good team of production that knows how to take photos, and also the editing skills. These are extremely important. We've had clients that do amazing with Photoshop, amazing with Canva, and they can do it themselves. But usually we recommend working with professionals because, for example, and I think this really sets us apart, we don't just create these beautiful pieces out of the blue. Like we don't come up with them just because we say, oh, this would look amazing. We do that because everything is data-based. So we like to understand what people are looking for, what people are not liking, what people are loving, and work around that in order to create these pieces. And that same process for all of our content, listing images, A+, brand story, videos, etc. One of our most frequently asked questions from sellers is A+ content uploading issues, or how can you get rid, this is the number one question, how can you get rid of blurry A+ content? Basically, you have to understand that Amazon is its own platform and that it will compress any type of content that you upload. It doesn't matter if it's images, it doesn't matter if it's videos, etc. It will compress it because it has to be, let's say, light enough on the page that it loads super fast in order to enhance that navigation. So it's always going to look a little blurry, but we can work around that by working with good resolution and good file size images. So the first thing that you need to, I would say, check is that you are not compressing the images yourself. Amazon will do that for you. So if you compress the images and on top of that, Amazon also does that, I would say that you're definitely losing quality. Second of all, you should verify the file size and format, and the closest to 10,000 pixels, the better. For example, the modules that we work with technically should be 970 times 300 or times 600, but we definitely don't work with files that small. We work with files that are like 6,000 pixels, just to make sure that when they compress it, it still looks good quality. The resolution for all types of images on Amazon and any type of digital media, in case you have other channels that are not Amazon, I can give you this general tip, should be 72 ppi for things that are digital. Again, 72 ppi is pixels per inch. So that's the maximum quality for digital media. Then you should look into cropping. As I said, we work with one organic piece, but we don't upload that one organic piece on Amazon. We divide it by modules, and then we upload each separate one. And definitely verify the image rotation. This is not that common of a problem, but sometimes people will rotate those images and they will look kind of tilted, which doesn't look too good on Amazon. So what is our A+ content formula? As I said, I would say that the first thing should be that you tell a story. It's definitely extremely important. And that first module should have your logo just so people can understand who they are looking at and how they look, how the product looks, and the context of the product as well. Like it should be 100% understandable for that first module. And it should be made from scratch. If you work with templates, that's fine. But I would say that making it from scratch would be 1,000 times better because you can control every single aspect of it and how it looks and how you want every single module to make potential buyers feel. If you're wondering which are those two modules that we use, it is right here. It's a mouthful, of course, but it's because for some sellers, it shows with one name and to other sellers, it shows with another. So for that smaller one, which you will see right here and right here, it's Header 6 or standard image text with overlay. And for larger images like these right here or this, we use header image or standard image header with text. Moving forward, we have the premium A+ content. So instead of showing you this, I wanted to show you an actual real example. We did not create this. This is for the brand Sony, but I just want to show you guys how it can look. Let's go right here. So basically, you will see that the first thing I noticed, at least from my end, is that these are wider. They take almost the whole space for my screen. So definitely it's more, I would say, space to work with 100%. So this represents even more space for lifestyle images and even more space to talk about those features. However, in this case, for premium A+ content, we would never do images with text because we have navigating menus that can help us show those features in different images, which I believe is super valuable. In this case, we have videos. which can be 3D renders, which can be lifestyle commercials, which can be product demos, talk more about the usage of the product. For example, one of our top modules, or one of the most requested modules of A+ content from clients to us, are ones that show how to use a product. And imagine showing how to use a product with a video rather than with an A+ content module. That would be 1,000 times more effective and 1,000 times more understandable. So as I said, we also have carousel. So I'm going to scroll all the way here. And for example, you will see that we have these that talk about, each one of them talks about specific features. So each one of them has its own space to talk about in order to sell that benefit. Same thing here. Basically, it shows the design. So we have the design here, the design right here. Everything can be shown and everything can have its own space, which I think it's so valuable because you're not overwhelming the site of the person with a lot of information. And also you're not overwhelming the screen with text or features or images, and still selling the whole product. Let's go back to the presentation really quick. So basically, yes, A+ content does have a lot of the same benefits as, A++ has the same benefits as the basic A+ content, but let's say is even like 1,000 times better because it can get more interactive and it has more dynamism and more dynamic media as well. So in this case, we have 17 additional modules to choose from. Between those, again, carousels or videos, which is extremely valuable. And once again, it gives you more and more opportunities to make people make an informed purchase. So the benefits of these A++, I would say that, again, it drives traffic to your products, it increases your sales, it boosts your conversions, it boosts your traffic, etc. But again, the sales can go up to 10% on top of the other 15%. So we're talking about almost 30% increase in sales here, which I think it's an extremely incredible opportunity. But the cool thing is that Premium A+ content used to be paid, and now we have a chance to have this on our listings. Basically, if you're a registered or brand registered seller, you are eligible for Premium A+ content if you comply with these requirements. Basically, at least one of your ASINs should have brand story. And on top of that, you should have at least 15 A+ content projects approved in the past 12 months. And that automatically unlocks, let's say, the feature of Premium A+ content. And is it worth, it's a little bit of a hustle, I would say, uploading 15 A+ contents if you don't have 15 listings, but is it worth your while after seeing those examples? I would say it is 100% worth your time and while. So to sum it up, these are some of the most, I would say, impressive features of the A+, that it has a clickable Q&A and clickable content overall. It has interactive comparison charts and interactive content. It has carousel modules, and of course, it has videos. This is just a short GIF of how A+ content premium can look, so you guys can see more of it. So it's very cool to have all of those features right there, and that interactiveness. And for example, in this case, having a beauty model interacting with the product, actually putting it on her face, which is not just like a benefit, but I would say sells like that trustworthiness. Like I would never put something on my face that the actual model that's being photographed is not putting on her face, because some way that tells me that it is not safe at all. So definitely including a module there and giving reassurance that this is safe and it's good to use helps me make that purchase for sure. So as I was saying, videos are super, super important on Amazon, and in any place that you upload it really on Amazon. It doesn't matter what type of video that is. And why are they so important? Basically, look at this example. Would you post a TikTok, or if you have kids, would you let one of your kids post one of their TikToks on your LinkedIn account, which is like sort of a work environment or work social media, and all of a sudden you're scrolling down and you see your kid dancing on TikTok, like it would not be as effective. And the same concept applies for Amazon and, let's say, social media. A video that works for Instagram does not work for Amazon, and vice versa. So definitely I would say when it comes to videos on Amazon, we have to learn how to identify those types of videos and what they work for. So just to sum it up, we have several types of videos. There are several types of videos on Amazon, and each one of them serves a purpose. Just to sum it up, let's go through them. So sponsor ads videos are supposed to drive traffic to your listing. They catch attention and drive it to your listing. Storefront videos are supposed to tell your brand stories. Then the listing videos will convert the buyers, will convince them and inform them to make that purchase, just as the content. The related videos appear in other pages. So just in case you didn't know, these videos can appear on your competitors' listings. So if I am a potential buyer looking at your competitor, but all of a sudden you pop out there with an amazing video and I click on it and I love it, I am probably going to go with you rather than with your competitor. The FAQ videos are supposed to, of course, answer questions. Then the live videos are supposed to inform and entertain. And the premium A+ content videos are supposed to be content disruptors. Again, imagine you're looking at a lot of images and a lot of carousels, but all of a sudden you have an incredible video. It's going to 100% help that person finish the whole understanding and processing of your product. And I would say just right here, like viewers of videos retain 90% of a message when they're watching a video compared to only 10% when they're reading in text. So anything that you can put on a video should be on a video. It should not be an infographic. It should not be even an A+ content. Like if you can make it a video, make sure you make that video. I know it's an investment, but it's completely worth it. How have we discovered the value behind those videos? We have worked obviously with a lot of clients, etc. But just to give you like, let's say, like a better idea or data-based idea, we basically created this commercial for a shaker or a water bottle, just to make it more simple. Basically, the idea with this video was to inform the potential buyers of the features, of the functionality, while still giving them the impression that this was like the most premium and high quality bottle that they could buy. We did not use a full body model. There's not like an athlete using it while smiling and sweating and feeling like the whole effort is incredibly compensating for them. We're just using a hand model showing how it works. And at least for the client, it did work because it did sell that high quality, I would say, feel that they were looking. And these were the results right here. So basically they spent $48 on advertising and they got 11 orders and 300 plus in sales. So the return of ad spend was 7.36 over 1 ratio. So that was extremely surprising and incredible for us because it was one of the first case studies we made. And we could not believe that our content was making that big of a difference. Like we always trusted that it was enhancing people's listings, but seeing that data for the first time was extremely incredible. And since then, we have only worked with data-based content. Since a common return of ads is 4:1 ratio, imagine the surprise when these were the results. So after also seeing those results, not only did we become a data-based agency, but we also developed the Marvel technique. So I hope some of you guys know this incredible, obviously cinematographic universe that it is Marvel. And basically our Marvel technique, it's supposed to work exactly like a superhero movie. It catches your attention with a problem. It keeps your attention all throughout, like you are building that that attention, and ultimately it gives you it solves that issue. Like if someone's in trouble, the superheroes are working all throughout the movie to solve that issue and save that person, or say that city, or destroy the enemy, etc. So that's exactly what we want to do here. And this is a great example that we did with that concept. So as you can see, and I'm going to go back and mute this really quick. The first thing that we do is show all of those images of germs, etc., and that bright ring, showing the numbers also in the center, just to show or to catch that attention, right? Like, and immediately we give you a problem and we start showing the product. We start building that story to make sure that we're telling what we need to tell. How is it going to help you? What benefit does it have, etc., etc. And ultimately, we tell you like this can protect you, this can keep you safe. We show happy people because the problem has been solved. And we add extra value that says that they even donate bottles when you are purchasing from them, which is, I think, a very good added value. People love seeing those donate or charity or etc. type of positive, I would say, results. So definitely that's something that we wanted to include right there. So this being said, I would say that our conclusion throughout the whole presentation is that the value of the content on Amazon is higher and higher, and investing in all of the types of content that we have is extremely important in order to find or to have effective sales or effective results. So Joey and Jamie, thank you so much for having me. If you guys, obviously we're going to have a Q&A here, but if you guys have any questions or just want to contact us, you can just follow our social media channels, which are these three right here at the left of the screen, or you can visit our YouTube channel with the QR code. Thank you.
Very cool, Mary. Yeah, really impressive, especially the level of kind of attention to detail with the storytelling and everything. That's really cool. With the that one you were showing the germ shark, did you guys do some of that stuff, or were you showing an example of it?
No, we actually did. We shot that for a competition. We participated in the Amazing Listing, which was hosted by PickFu and Helium 10. It was a competition against other agencies, so we ended up winning. And as far as I'm concerned, that video was the one that positioned us as winners, which was great.
Yeah, very cool. Yeah, I know it's a very successful brand.
Thank you.
Yep.
Yeah, if anyone has questions, put them in the chat. And then Mary, you have Will's asking, where is Share It Studios located?
We're located in Miami, in Wynwood, so right in the States.
And then I was gonna say, I got to visit your little studio recently.
Yes.
And your photography that you guys do for A+ content and for the listings is very cool. And then I found out that you also do packaging design. So do you want to just tell everybody kind of what other services you have? And
yes, for sure. So basically we do, again, anything content related. It's mostly focused on Amazon content, but we also do branding and packaging for Amazon. Packaging, I would say, is extremely important to be or to have or to pay much attention to, especially when it comes to shipping and handling purposes. So definitely we work around that to make sure that your product gets there safe and sound.
Yeah, that's super cool. Awesome. Yeah, and if anybody reaches out, we do kind of have a special relationship with Share It Studio. So mention you're with AMZ Insiders, and then anybody in our coaching program who you can always reach out and message me or any of the coaches and ask for an intro if needed.
For sure. We would be happy to speak to anyone that wants or needs help with their Amazon content.
Awesome. Yeah, well, really, really good stuff. And you hope you guys got a lot of value. I see you got a lot of our top people on here. I see Chad, Avery, Kathleen, see the usual gang in here that are pretty dialed and stuff. Williams, good to see you again here as well too. But as Joey said, definitely reach out. The training will go into the membership area. And yeah, we can definitely coordinate and help you guys through these steps. And that's why it's good to have kind of some heavy hitters that are really strong on the content side, because nowadays, whether it's Amazon or just social media, the kind of the content, the creative and the quality of what's created is so important. And, these guys are, as you can see, are true professionals at it. So cool.
Yes, 100%. It has been definitely a learning curve to work with Amazon content for so long, but I think that's what has positioned us where we at right now. Speaking at Prosper, speaking at Sale and Scale, like it's going to be so great. We're super excited to have that opportunity.
Yeah, awesome. Well, cool, Mary. Well, you're going to be at Prosper then?
Yes, we're going to be speakers actually on the first day of workshops. So definitely go there. We'll teach you literally every single one of our secrets, our whole formula and more. We'll even have a live demonstration of how we create the content or the photography content. So if you guys want to go and learn and maybe get some souvenirs, that would be awesome. And we would love to see you there.
Awesome. Very cool. Good stuff. Joe, anything else?
No, that was wonderful. Thank you so much for going in depth on A+ content. And I'm looking forward to seeing you at Prosper, and anyone else is going to Prosper. Definitely say hi to Mary.
Definitely. Yes.
Team.
Okay. Thank you so much.
All right. Thanks, everyone. Good night.
Bye.